Could something as simple as a clock or a calendar hung in the wrong direction quietly pull you into a spiral of poverty, bad luck, and feeling stuck with no way out? In ancient feng shui, clocks and calendars were never just tools to track time. They were symbols of life's rhythm, of the flow of fortune within every home. Placing them in the wrong spot, especially in forbidden directions, could be like slamming the door on your wealth and opening a pathway for negative energy to sneak in. Today, I am going to show you exactly which directions you should absolutely avoid when hanging clocks or calendars, the feng shui reasoning behind these taboos, and what you can do to fix things if you have unknowingly made a mistake. Do not take your eyes off this video, because every single moment from now on might reveal the real reason your luck and finances have been stuck for so long. Before we dive in, go ahead and drop a positive affirmation in the comments. Something like, "I am ready to change my destiny," or "I welcome wealth into my home." And do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you will not miss out on powerful feng shui tips and ancient rituals that could transform your life right from where you are. And now, if you truly want to know which directions can drain your wealth and invite poverty into your life just because of where you placed your clock or calendar, then do not look away. The truth is about to be revealed. Number 1. The south direction. In the 5-element system of feng shui, the south corresponds to the fire element. Fire represents light, passion, and energy, but it also symbolizes the final stage in the cycle of energy, a place where all things begin to decline, fade, and eventually dissolve. In the grand scheme of the universe, fire is not just about growth. It also carries the energy of endings, of things reaching their peak and then fading away. Meanwhile, a clock, something we all have in our homes, is not just a tool to tell time. In the deeper sense of feng shui and spiritual perception, it is a living symbol of time itself, of the continuous motion that connects past, present, and future. The clock represents the metal element, an energy tied to structure, precision, and order. So when you hang a clock in the south, you are placing metal right in the heart of fire. According to the 5 elements theory, metal clashes with fire. These two elements are naturally incompatible, and that conflict creates disharmony in your space and eventually in your life. First, it can affect your health. Many people living in homes where the clock hangs on the south wall often suffer from unexplained insomnia or persistent fatigue even after plenty of rest. This is because the clash between time metal and the energy of decline. Fire prevents the body from fully recharging. The mind becomes restless and unsettled, even without a clear reason. Second, it affects family harmony. A misplaced clock symbolizing the rhythm of life can throw off the natural flow of time in your home. This leads to irregular routines, bad moods, and more arguments between family members. What seems like minor tension can actually be the root of a much deeper disruption in your household's peace. And especially in business placing, a clock in the south can be a serious issue. Time becomes misaligned, communication energy becomes disrupted, and you may find it hard to maintain client relationships. Deals that seem to be going well may suddenly fall apart without explanation. This is not a matter of bad planning. It is the reversal of good fortune caused by the elemental clash at its core. From a spiritual perspective, especially through the lens of Buddhist philosophy, all life struggles stem from a mismatch between time and harmony. When time flows out of sync with the natural cycle, the mind cannot rest and circumstances do not align. Placing a clock representing time into the death direction means you are unknowingly steering your life against the natural rhythm of the universe. Number 2. The southeast direction. In traditional feng shui, the southeast is seen as a powerful direction for wealth, prosperity, and growth. But because it is closely tied to fortune, it is also extremely sensitive to items related to time, especially clocks and calendars. Many people hang these items wherever they find convenient, but in the southeast, which holds the wood element, the symbol of growing life, every object must be chosen with great care. Even a small mistake can block the flow of wealth energy, making it difficult to attract abundance or hold on to it. By nature, a clock represents the metal element, symbolizing the passing of time, movement, and invisible order. Meanwhile, a calendar carries the energy of decline, marking the end of each day each month. When both of these are placed in the southeast, where the wood element needs room to grow, you are unknowingly introducing energies that stifle and block development. Metal overcomes wood, and the energy of ending from the calendar only adds to the sense of decay, draining the space of vitality. The effects may not be obvious right away, but they slowly wear you down over time. People living in such spaces often feel like no matter how hard they work, they can never save money. Money comes in, but quickly slips away. Opportunities seem to slip through your fingers at the very last moment. On a deeper level, this energy can interfere with your ability to connect with people who could bring long-term benefits. But it is not just about money. Disrupting the wood energy in the southeast can also damage your emotional well-being. People may start to lose faith in the future, feel stuck, or feel like they are running out of space in their personal journey. When the clock keeps ticking in a zone meant for growth, you do not just feel time moving. You feel your hope and motivation fading away, and you cannot even explain why. True feng shui is not just about putting things in the right place. It is about being aware of the energy moving through your space. Once you realize that every direction carries its own energy, and every object emits a certain frequency, you will become much more mindful of where you place anything, especially in the southeast. You are probably wondering, so where should we hang our clocks to attract wealth and maintain harmony? Right after this, I will show you the most auspicious directions where clocks can actually boost your fortune. Number 1. The north direction. In practical feng shui, the north direction holds a unique quality, calmness, depth, and wisdom. It is not a direction of wild energy, but rather one of thoughtful reflection, insight, and emotional balance. That is why when you hang a clock on the north wall, bringing the symbol of time into a space of wisdom, the energy it creates is incredibly peaceful and beneficial. A clock in the north sets a grounded rhythm, helping your mind establish a healthy relationship with time without the stress or urgency that often comes with it. Unlike the directions that make you feel like time is running out, the north allows you to feel time more mindfully. It does not rush or drag. It flows at just the right pace for you to think clearly, act purposefully, and live fully in every moment. The north is also associated with career knowledge and education. A clock in this position does more than just keep time. It enhances focus, mental clarity, and emotional balance. It is especially helpful for people involved in research writing strategy or for students. A room with a clock in the north always carries a quiet sense of maturity, depth, and equilibrium. Another key aspect of the north is its water element, symbolizing a steady flowing current. When this merges with the active energy of a clock, it creates a rare harmony between motion and stillness. Life does not stagnate, but it also does not feel overwhelming. Time flows gently in the north, supporting reflection, adjustment, and deep personal growth. Number 2. The east direction. This is the direction where the sun rises, bringing the first rays of light that awaken the world and infuse it with new energy. Hanging a clock in the east is not just in alignment with nature, it is a powerful way to channel fresh, positive energy into your home. When the clock, a symbol of continuous motion, is placed in the east, it activates the flow of time in a forward, productive direction. It brings a sense of renewal, motivation, and proactivity. The space becomes more vibrant and inspired, making it easier to start new projects, stay focused at work, or make important life decisions. The east also belongs to the wood element, representing growth, progress, and renewal. Placing a clock here strengthens the connection between time and life, between motion and personal development. This is especially good for people who are building something new, planning ahead, or in need of inner motivation. A clock in the east serves as a subtle but powerful reminder: start now and keep going. Spiritually, the east is also known as the direction of enlightenment. When rising energy meets the steady ticking of time, it helps you think more clearly, define your goals, and maintain a positive mindset for the path ahead. Each moment that passes in this space is no longer just time slipping away. It becomes a step forward in your journey of personal growth and inner awakening. Knowing where to place things correctly already opens the door halfway to prosperity. But if you unknowingly break a major feng shui rule, all your efforts can slip away. Right now, I am going to reveal the biggest mistakes people make when hanging clocks and why you absolutely need to avoid them. Number 1. Never hang a stopped clock. Many people leave broken clocks hanging on the wall, too lazy to replace the battery, trying to save money, or simply not paying attention. But that simple neglect can actually block the flow of energy in your living space. In feng shui, a clock represents the movement of time and the flow of life energy. When a clock stops working, it becomes a symbol of time standing still, and that brings energy stagnation into your home. It does more than just block wealth from entering. It also creates a sense of sluggishness, fatigue, and confusion that you might not even understand. Even worse, if a stopped clock is placed in key areas like the living room, your work desk, or in an auspicious direction, the effects are amplified. Instead of acting as a guide for good fortune, the clock becomes a symbol of endings, interruptions, or even declining luck. From a spiritual perspective, a dead clock quietly hanging on the wall is like something that has lost its life force, but still remains present. It is a way of holding on to the past memories, events, or emotions that should have been released. This kind of energy keeps you stuck and makes it harder for anything new to come into your life. Number 2. Do not use clocks with religious imagery. Images of deities, saints, or sacred symbols have always represented spiritual light and inner strength. These are not meant to be decorations for everyday objects. They are meant to be honored, worshipped, and serve as reminders of mindfulness and virtue. That is why when these images appear on a clock, something that is always moving, easy to damage, and prone to collecting dust, it easily becomes disrespectful if not treated with great care. A clock is affected by time. Over the years, it can wear out, break, or get scratched. If divine imagery is part of that clock, the damage is more than just visual. It weakens the sacred energy that those images carry. Imagine dust settling on the face of a deity, or the hands of the clock ticking off center across a sacred figure's face. That is not just physical neglect, it reflects a lack of reverence in your spirit. From a feng shui perspective, sacred symbols carry a very high frequency. They require peaceful, clean, and stable environments, to fully emit their protective and uplifting energy. But clocks are the opposite. They are constantly moving, changing, and tied to worldly time. Putting these two energies together creates interference, a conflict between motion and stillness, which disrupts the energetic balance of your home and unsettles the mind. Number 3. Avoid clocks that tick too loudly. The ticking of a clock is familiar. When gentle and rhythmic, it can help people stay mindful of time. But when that ticking becomes too loud, sharp, or cuts through the quiet like a knife, it stops being a rhythm and starts being a disruption. It becomes a sharp noise that stabs into the energy of your space. At night, when everything winds down and the human mind needs silence to recharge, a loud ticking clock can become a form of noise pollution. It stimulates the brain, causes hidden stress, and makes it hard to fall into deep rest. Over time, this can seriously affect your mental well-being, leading to anxiety, irritability, and poor concentration. In feng shui, sound itself is a form of energy. A soft clock tick brings gentle life into a room. But harsh, heavy ticking creates what is called oppressive sound energy. It presses down on the life force of the home, breaking its natural flow. Repetitive, intense ticking feels like a hammer hitting your luck, making everything feel stalled, frustrating, and difficult to move forward. If that clock is in an important area, like the living room, bedroom, or wealth corner, its loud ticking is like someone banging on the door at the wrong time, chasing away good energy before it can settle. It keeps fortune from entering and leaves the people in that space feeling unsettled. Now that you know what to avoid, when placing a clock, you might be wondering, what about calendars? They are common in every household, but do they carry any hidden risks? The answer is yes, and they are even more important than most people realize. Let me show you the most critical taboos when it comes to calendars in your home. Number 1. Do not keep outdated calendars. One of the most overlooked mistakes in modern feng shui is keeping old calendar pages or still displaying last year's calendar long after the new year has begun. It might seem harmless, but this action silently keeps you stuck in the past, especially if that past was filled with sadness, failure, or unwanted memories. A calendar represents time that has already passed. If you keep an outdated calendar on the wall, you are allowing old stagnant energy to remain in your space. This creates what is known as time stagnation, where your mind subconsciously holds on to the previous year, making it harder for fresh energy to enter your life. If the past year was filled with loss, challenges, or difficulties, keeping that calendar is like keeping those energies alive. It affects your emotions, your decisions, and your ability to start fresh in the new year. Every time you glance at the old calendar, you are unconsciously calling the past back in and closing the door to the future. Feng shui emphasizes flow and renewal. When a new cycle begins, everything should be updated to match the energy of the new year. A new calendar is not just a tool, it is a signal to the universe that you are ready to begin again. Holding on to the old is like rejecting the new and slowing down your own progress. Number 2. Do not place calendars facing an altar or sacred space. In many Asian households, the family altar, or Buddhist shrine, is not just a place of worship, it is the energetic heart of the home. These are sacred spaces that emit a high-frequency energy of peace, stillness, and spiritual elevation. Everything placed near or in front of this area must be chosen carefully, not just for its appearance, but also for the kind of energy it carries. One serious but common mistake is placing a calendar directly in front of or across from the altar. As mentioned before, a calendar is a symbol of passing time, of countdowns and daily endings. It holds an active energy that often carries stress, urgency, or regret, depending on who is looking at it. When this kind of energy directly faces the altar, a space that requires calm and unwavering peace, a powerful energy conflict arises. Active energy clashes with stillness. The secular world confronts the sacred. This imbalance weakens the spiritual presence of the altar over time. Spiritually, it is also a form of unintentional disrespect. Each time you tear a calendar page, flip a date, or even allow the image of time to shine directly onto your altar, you are imposing a worldly timeline onto a realm that exists beyond time and ego. It is a collision of two worlds that should remain distinct. The result is often inner restlessness during prayer, weaker spiritual connection, and an altar space that gradually loses its sense of sacred calm. True feng shui is rooted in harmony. Misplacing a calendar even by a few feet can turn the most sacred space into one that feels less peaceful, less blessed, and more energetically scattered. If you have a calendar placed near your altar right now, take a moment to reconsider that choice. Number 3. Avoid calendars with dark or aggressive imagery. Many people choose calendars based on how eye-catching the design is, without thinking about the images they include. But in feng shui, every image carries its own frequency. If you hang a calendar filled with sad scenes, destruction, or aggressive animals, you are inviting disruptive energy right into your home. Images have a direct path into your subconscious. Each time you look at a calendar, your mood is influenced, if only slightly, by what you see. Pictures of sadness, loneliness, or fierce animals with threatening expressions activate anxiety, tension, and unease. Over time, these can lead to more arguments, emotional distance, or even a lingering sense of isolation in the home. If such a calendar is placed in high-energy areas like the living room, your work desk, or the wealth corner, it can disturb the surrounding energy field. Good fortune may struggle to take root, motivation drops, and harmony becomes harder to maintain. So instead, choose calendars that feature uplifting, vibrant images. Flowers in bloom, sunrise, landscapes, joyful families. These bring positive energy into your space. Every glance should lift your mood, calm your spirit, and help the energy of your home flow in a brighter direction. Time keeps moving forward, and we cannot hold it back. But how we welcome it, and how we choose to live with it, that is entirely up to each of us. A clock, a calendar, though small and ordinary, can actually become a powerful bridge between the present moment and your destiny. If you place them right, use them wisely, and understand their deeper meaning. I hope that after watching this video, you will be able to adjust your living space in a way that allows time not just to pass, but to guide prosperity, health, and peace right to your doorstep. If you found today's video helpful, do not hesitate to leave a comment below with a positive affirmation, like "I choose to live in harmony with time," or "I welcome abundance into every moment." And do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any feng shui or ancient spiritual insights that could transform your life, starting with the smallest things. See you again in the next deep and meaningful topic.